AskGunQuestions.com is a website that we built back in 2007, and since then, for the last 15 years, people have been able to ask questions of simple to advanced nature, and we attempt to answer them in different ways over the years. Join us now as we start a new series to answer gun questions.
All right, welcome everybody. Just me today. Tony's doing some kind of trap shooting in Clover. He's doing some in his gun shop. So we got the co-host here. Just doing regular questions. See how many we got. Oh, we got a belly rubbing for this dude. I give him these like side bellies because he's a boy. That's what he calls it, belly rubbing. He doesn't know. Don't tell him. We have one of these also. And one of these. He just woke up, so he'll be home to sleep pretty soon. He's tired of napping all morning. All right, so first question comes up today is from G23 joining us live out there. Should AKs be allowed to be chambered at 9mm? They're a bison when they're 9mm, so it's not really a Kalashnikov anymore. So if you want to call it something, call it a bison. So a bison should not have a normal mag area. It should have a helical magazine underneath the barrel, and but the new stuff that they're making is just to create something out of something. People want to buy it, so should it be allowed? I guess so. 7.62 and 9 are pretty close to the same thing, right? Any thoughts on the 9.39 round? I don't know about that round. Which one is it? 9. This is the so we're boring him already, and he's done with this. 9x39 is based on the 7.62 at 39, with the neck expanded to 3.64. So then it becomes a 9 by 7.62 at 39. So subsonic round 30 meters. Penetration of 10mm of steel. Doesn't look like this dog cares too much about it. It's blah blah blah. Let's see. Reported in these, subsequently banned on September 7th, 2021, as part of sanctions on Russia. So I guess if we don't see it, then I don't know. I would like to get myself a couple of rounds of it for sure. But no, I don't have anything. I like the 7.62x39 because it's trunicated. It's an angled case. So instead of being a cylinder, it's a cone essentially. And that makes it able to extract real easily. It doesn't get stuck chambers too often. It's 7.62x39, 54R calibers like that. But they make your magazines curvy, so people don't like them. So this is going to have a curvy magazine, in other words. Another one from G23. When did PCCs first come out, and when did they become popular? I guess it depends on if you consider a 38 or 357 lever action, or 4440 or one of those lever actions, a PCC or not. Because those would be long, old. Then you got your M1 carbine or carbine. That's a 30 caliber carbine, which is essentially the long 9mm. So that could be a PCC. A lot of people didn't like them from way back in the day. Let's see, and then do you call like an H&K, an MP5, and select buttons in semi-auto? Is that a PCC? Because you got to put two hands on it, and it's tiny caliber. So I'm not sure. Probably a long time ago. Do you call it Sten PCC? It's full auto, so it's technically a machine gun, but it's also pistol caliber and it's carbine. So it depends on if you include full auto in your description of PCCs, and like that. I'm not a big fan of them. If you're going to put two hands on a gun, carry a real gun. Let's see, the next one from G23. Anybody has any other questions? Throw them out there. Otherwise, we're going to be done 5 minutes into this show. Not firearm related, but thoughts on YouTube lowering monetization to 500 subs and 3,000 watch hours. That this puppy could get a channel with that kind of stuff, with those kind of numbers. I don't know if I have much thoughts on that, so I guess good. It must be easier to get subs and watch hours now than it was, I guess. Or maybe it's more difficult now, so they had to lower it in order to allow people to get in there. I'm not really sure. I don't know if it's YouTube is losing members or gaining members. Let's see. I'm going to type in on the internet here. He's going to watch me. He's looking at me doing YouTube growth. I type YouTube growth into here in 2023. I'll add that too. YouTube statistics. Oh my goodness, that's a waste of time. So let's see how big it is. Because I typed this in here and I just got a bunch of sales pitches to grow your channel. How big has YouTube grown in 2023? Let's try it. How popular is YouTube in 2023? Research summary. All right, here we go. From child entertainment, blah, blah, blah. Here's some stuff according to their extensive research at some website I found on the internet. YouTube has over 2.5 billion active users. Okay. YouTube has 122 million daily users. So 2.5 billion monthly people that come along every once in a while, and then 1.2 million daily users. That's not that many, really. We had 1 million. Well, no, we had 1 million monthly. Okay. So 1 million daily is nearly not that big. Or 122 million. It's the biggest thing, but it doesn't really seem that unmanageable. Over 500 hours of video are uploaded to YouTube every minute. So somebody was talking about that last week. 500 hours of video are uploaded every week. Or no, excuse me. 500 hours of video are uploaded every minute. Global YouTube watch time now tops 250 million hours every single day. So 500 hours worth of video are uploaded every minute, and 250 million hours are watched every day. 5 billion videos are watched every day. 5 billion. And there are 51 million YouTube channels, which isn't really that big. So, oh, here we go. YouTube quarterly revenue change. Well, it ain't going down. I guess. How do I get this? I'll just do it like this. I better move this over. Just gonna break it down. Why is that so stiff? There. So, oh, sorry. That's been way up in here. I keep thinking I'm talking to my microphone. I'm actually talking to my camera. So that should be better for audio, I hope. So here is the YouTube money, I guess. 19. They only were making $2 billion every quarter. Then they got to $4 billion a quarter, and then they got to $6.9 billion a quarter. They finally got to $8.6 billion a quarter in 2021. Crazy. And then $7.9 billion. So they're kind of coming down. So what are they looking at there?
they're back to halfway down to where they were top during the pandemic, and they know this would be their norm. Would you call this their norm? And this was the spike, so maybe they're trying to keep their spike going. YouTube is the number 2 website by traffic in the United States. The only thing that beats it is Google. Google beats it by 5 times. It's 4.1 billion to 15 billion, so more people are on Google for sure. Then comes Facebook, Amazon, and Yahoo. Let's see, 81% of global internet users have watched YouTube. Well, what do you know? 43% of global YouTube users access the site every month. Big deal. By user, YouTube has up to 122 million daily users. 62% of the internet users access YouTube daily, while 85% use YouTube at least once a week. The average YouTube visitor spends 40 minutes on the site. So where are you with that? 40 minutes. 51% of YouTube viewers say they rely on to learn and do something new. They depend on videos for that. 90% of consumers discover new brands through YouTube. The algorithm is highly effective, with 70% of the content people choose to watch being recommended to them. So you're usually making content for what the robots want and not for people out there. So that's why I don't really expect much out of my shows, because I'm not leaning into the robots. 40% of adults spend 1 to 5 hours watching YouTube. So that's a big difference. 40% spend 1 to 5 hours. So they just set up here. The average spends 40 minutes. Oh, well, I guess it's 1 hour. Okay. Let's see. Spent watching online videos. So only 8% don't. 20% say they watch less than an hour of online videos. So 28% of people are not online watching videos. Or if they are, they watch one video. So that means they're effectively not watching anything. So you're only listening to one person's opinion. You're not listening to anything. And then you've got 22% at an hour to 2 hours, which is bullshit. And then you've got 18% who are realistic at like 2 to 5 hours, probably way more than that for most people. And then you got all these people that are actually putting in honest answers. YouTube statistics by channels. So there's 51 million YouTube channels. Okay, now we're getting there. A number that grew 36%. So only 29,000 YouTube channels have over 1 million subscribers. While on the contrary, 17 million channels while on the contrary, 17 million channels have only have. What does that even mean? In truth, YouTube channels don't post any content. Oh, while on the contrary, 17 million channels only have subscribers. What does that mean? So they missed a number there or something. In truth, most YouTube channels don't post any content at all. Okay, so in other words, people are creating a channel so they can participate on the platform. With an average of 500 hours every minute, that means creators are highly active. In fact, the YouTuber posts at least one video per week. Wow. Yeah, maybe. If that's the average, then there's a lot of people that don't post hardly at all. Talks about some of these big giant channels. So 10% of the popular channels, the ones with over 250,000 subscribers, are responsible for 70% of all videos posted. What? A few successful and consistent channels dominate the platform. In fact, the videos posted by that same 10% of large channels also receive 80% of all the views. So when you hear about all those views, don't act like, oh, those are going to people I know. Those are going to things I consider important. Those are going to things that I like.
No, this is just going to garbage out there. That's interesting. People and blogs are the most popular, making up 32%. Again, they count these things as people and blogs, though. So it's all frivolous entertainment stuff, essentially. 70% of people buy something after they see it on YouTube. 68% users video make a purchase. So I was really looking here to see how it has changed, and I think we got that up here. So there's nothing else interesting here. Where was that number? $51 million channels. So that might seem like a lot, but again, most of those channels are not doing anything. So 29,000 of 51 million. Think about the difference in numbers there. 29,000 to 51 million. And then it says that most of the stuff is being done by just 10% of the popular YouTube channels are bringing in 85% of that stuff. So that means a lot of their views are, I believe they think a lot of those views are a waste of time. That's why YouTube is putting in an effort to get people to create regular videos. At least that's my interpretation of the change in policy to make it easier or more. Let's take less time and less work to become a monetized channel. It's incentive for people who are curious but haven't tried yet. So I'm happy. I might change up some of my channels because of that. Let's see. So I think he's saying because of those questions, there's another belly rub for this dog. Even though this is his belly, I don't like touching down there because of all that. I'll give him a belly rub down here. He's digging it. He likes it. He doesn't get the stiff leg like some dogs when you give him a belly rub. He has the limp legs. He's got rubber legs in the back. Don't really use them that much. He prefers to be carried around. All right. Let's see. Hashtag bacon bit. That counts as a punch in the face for this dog. Oh, wait, hold on. That's a punch in the face for this dog. Punch in the face. All right, let's get him one of these things. I go with the Nutro Crunchy peanut butter treat. He used to like them. Let's see if he still likes them. He's still interested in eating one of these? Oh, yes, he is still interested in them. He likes them. He's eating it. He's eating it. A lot of people said, don't put dogs on the show. And then they said, don't be feeding that dog. No, I beg to differ. So Woods is coming up with, I corrected my dad when he said clip rather than magazine. Why does that matter? Well, because if words don't matter, then everything's an assault rifle and everything is semi-automatics are horrible and braces make calibers bigger and guns more deadly. So if we want to be in actual conversations with people, we need to bring them to an actual level. We can't expect, it's unreasonable expectation to expect somebody else to understand our position when they're being lied to by our adversaries. So if we expect to be able to have rational conversations with people about something else, let's say fire, and we said a spark and a ember are the same thing, and I don't know, there's probably somewhere where that matters, like they're not the same thing. So if we just started saying the wrong words for stuff everywhere, we're just wasting our time trying to have a language, right? Then we might as well just gesture to each other or something. And even then, we'd have to have an established system of gestures. So if we want to have a language, we want to use it. I think it's important. Now, how you decide to do the whatever, the correction or the awareness or whatever, the opportunity, the obligation, whatever you want to call it, is up to you. You can make it some kind of a thing that you're like a campaign that you're on to correct everyone every time you see them, stop conversations and correct people. People hate that because they're all right all the time. No one ever does anything wrong. So they don't like to hear when other people have an opinion that's different than whatever they just said. So that's probably not the best way to go. You could do stuff to make a point about it.
and then just say stuff. That's what I tried to do. Like, hey, here's Wednesday. Hey, what's that dog doing? He's trying to eat a bug? He's trying to eat a bug right in front of everybody. It was horrible. I apologize for all the bug enthusiasts out there that had to see such violence. Luckily, he didn't eat it. Anyway, so you can do stuff and just let people know the thing. In fact, actually, that's one of the things I'm going to be thinking about. Are you all right, buddy? He's like, he's freaking out. Everybody thinks all he does is sleep. Now you're going to see him freak out. See him freaking out. He's never seen a bug before. He doesn't like the idea of a bug coming up and zapping around his face for sure. He's definitely pissed about that. And he didn't even get to eat the bug, and he likes eating stuff. So he's triply pissed at this bug right now. Where is it? He didn't even know where it is. So he thinks it's somewhere, though. Said dog freak out. He did eat a bunch of mushrooms before the show, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it. You okay? I'm just gonna give him this gun so he can shoot that bug if he sees him. So anyway, I think that being able to correct somebody is important and necessary, but if you do it in a douchebag way, you're going to be thought of as a douchebag. So come up with some cool way to do it. Ideally, just awareness, right? Should you be having to do it? No. Honestly, no. I think it should have been done by national level organizations that suggest that other national level organizations aren't doing enough while they sit there and either mimic or duplicate whatever the other organization, they're complaining about is doing. But why should we have to be clarifying definitions? It's ridiculous. But we do. So I think that's something that's necessary and super important. I know a lot of people like to think it's super casual and hipster to be like, oh, whatever, say whatever you want. Clip, magazine, call it whatever you want. Call it a, what the hell do we call them? 40s. What do we call them? Yeah, no, 40s, 30s on everything. Like we said, all kinds of stupid shit. So if you want to do all that, that's cool. But then don't get upset when people can't understand what you're talking about and you don't have anything consistent to offer as reasoning when they decide that what you're doing is frivolous or a vice. So we're not playing with our brothers and sisters. We're playing with adversaries who want to take our property from our children. I mean, if you care what your children, your grandchildren are going to have available to them, say whatever you want, I guess. Make big joke out of it all. I think he might calm down. Look how long he's been having a spaz about one little bug coming up and basically attacking him in the face. Here's his dog ear stuff. All right, well, I think he might be calming down, but he's on watch for that little bug now. He's taking it. 475 more subs. Subs aren't hard to get. Do stuff consistently and people will show up. Do stuff on a single topic and they'll show up faster. They'll accumulate faster. But even if you do stuff on multiple topics, people will still show up. People dig what people are offering. Taking a second here. My mouth's feeling better. I had a half of a root canal the other day, and I'm not taking pain pills since yesterday because it's not hurting or whatever, but it's just weird, having my mouth swell so much. All my skin is weird, and I still got places that are swollen. It's weird, but I think I'm doing all right. So then G23 is saying he corrects his brother all the time. Don't know why. Well, just because why let people be wrong? If somebody kept walking up and going, "This is my fish fry," and it's really your little dog, why would you let him go around calling it a fish fry? Like, well, one, he's not a fish and he's not fried. He's a little puppy, and you're calling him the wrong thing. You want to call him a burrito? That makes sense. But, just why would you let anybody say the wrong thing? And people that don't like, it's usually one person got corrected once. That's a magazine, not a clip. And then now that's their little campaign. Oh, I'm just going to say whatever I want all the time. Nobody's going to tell me what to call it. And then they get all upset, and they can never get upset about assault rifle again, right? Or assault weapon. Huh. That's what he says. All right. So I think that one's over. Why is the 38 Special stayed relevant for so long, 1898 till now? Because it's probably the ideal caliber, and because they made the 357. I don't know if it would have stuck around if there wasn't a 357, because it's a much more capable caliber, but it is a little big. And so when you have that compatibility between 38 and 357 for training and for practice and for hunting and for all kinds of reasons, I think that plus the J frame, the 38 Specials and the J frame, and then some of the other iconic pistols have been such effective pieces of machine that there was no need to change. If it's not broke, don't fix it. You have a perfect little machine. All right, I'm taking the gun away. He's being weird. Perfect little machine. Why would you want to fix it? Until they needed more, I guess, for 357. Now, did they make 357 in a J frame because somebody needed 357 in a J frame, or did they make? Wait, did they? Which was first, the 357 or the J frame? I guess that's the question. And then when did they come up with the 357 J frame? So I think it was after the 38, but I don't know that history. It's been a while since I've heard anybody talk about that stuff. Active users. Active equals monthly, daily is self-explanatory. Yeah, that's a good point. Well, I think active user means somebody that uses the platform once in a while versus an account that was just made to be a douchebag and then got deleted, or was made and then the password was forgotten, or it was made and then their computer fell apart or whatever, something like that. Well, it's hard for me to get away from calling it a clip, and I sometimes do. Well, it's up to you. I mean, like I say, it's not a law. It's just one of those things where the more accurate we can be, then the more right we are. Like, hey, you want to challenge what I've been saying, we'll go for it. But if we go to them and say, hey, you're saying the wrong thing about a pistol brace and a bump stock, what was that? Then try to bite his own butt, I think. Then they're going to say to us, like, oh, well, you're not being clear on these other things. So I think it's to our own advantage to be accurate. So beyond safety rules, what is the biggest mistake that new gun owners make most often? Well, I don't think safety rules, I don't think you can take that for granted. Safety is important in shooting because everybody's got this unrealistic expectation of what a gun can do, right? So especially new gun owners, adult gun owners. Now, as kids, when I was a kid, we got taught as kids to have guns. So I had my, introduction to guns with my family, and then introduction to guns at school, introduction to guns at scouts, introductions to guns in the army, introduction to guns probably in police explorers, introduction to guns in other areas, along the way, other camps and associations and things, and then maybe just somebody trying to do some public education or awareness or something. So if you got all the way through being an adult and everybody decided your best interest, we're just not going to talk about guns because they're so evil, you shouldn't even know about them. That if you just thought about them, you'd probably get violent. So we're just going to, for your better, because we know better, we're going to make it so that you just don't know about guns. Well, then you're getting your first initial training or whatever. I think what happens is people have these unrealistic expectations, so they are ultra safe. At least people I've seen, adults that get guns for the first time, they're ultra safe. The only people that are not safe usually are rednecks that have been around guns their whole lives and don't care because they're totally comfortable with the guns. The same way they're not safe with their 4x4s and they're not safe with their fishing poles or anything else. Like, people that are reckless, but often they're reckless with things that they're super comfortable with and capable with. So occasionally there'll be an accident, but they're usually just dumbasses doing dumbass shit. They'll break their shit. But I don't think too many new people are unsafe. You can tell me I'm wrong because I haven't seen every new person or nothing. But back in my day, when a new person was around guns, they were super safe. In fact, it was super boring to be around new people because they were so safe and cautious. And you didn't want to do reckless stuff in front of them or nothing. And sometimes just drawing and shooting at two targets or something might seem reckless. So anyway, that kind of thing, I think, is my first suggestion there. But the biggest mistake that new gun owners make, besides you're saying terrible holsters, you got to make mistakes with holsters because it's like shoes or gloves or something. You're going to have to buy the wrong gloves for going camping, a couple of times until you figure out the gloves you want. Because what this guy likes for gloves for camping and what that other dog likes for gloves for camping are both right answers. So what you like might be a third answer, but it might be what this dog likes and it might be what that other dog likes. So there's no way to know. I think you need to buy holsters until you're sick of buying holsters, and then probably have to buy some more holsters. What are you going to do? That's like buying hot dogs and complaining you got to buy hot dog buns. That's like buying the gun and then complaining you're going to buy ammo. Some ammo you're going to like, some of it you're not going to like, but you're going to buy some more. You're going to keep buying it. Then, so I don't think that's a mistake, but yeah, you got to realize you're buying bad holsters. Deal with it. You're going to buy some tamale that you don't like as much as some other tamale. You're going to buy a bad soda one day if you keep buying different sodas. That's just how it is. So what did gun owners make as the biggest mistake? I think worrying about trying to buy a gun and thinking like, oh, I'm going to have my gun and I'm going to be done. I think you need to buy a gun recklessly or just on a whim and then get into it and start carrying around, do something with it, and then figure out what else you might want to do. So hang out with gun people, go to places where guns are at. If you go to live in the desert or someplace, go out and shoot, and then see what else is out there. Because if you buy a gun and you're thinking, oh, I'm going to buy my gun for concealed carry or whatever boring thing, you're not going to realize how fun they can be or how interesting they can be or how much community we've got. Let's go nuts again. So maybe just not having fun with it right off the bat. Maybe not. I don't want to say not getting training because training's not for everybody, but maybe not experiencing the community. So go to a gun show, go to a shooting class, go to a shooting sport or competition, I guess. Do something. Pick something that's in the community. Look around and see what's available in your area, reasonable distance away, and then check it out. Because depending on what realm you get into, there's people that shoot from horseback, that run around on horses shooting at balloons. That's super fun. So you might get into horses and all kinds of stuff if you just looked around a little bit. So I think that's maybe it. Not taking a big enough bite. Say that. I'm going to change it to not taking a big enough bite. Let's see. To show the difference between 1 million seconds and roughly 11 days, 1 billion seconds. Oh, I see. To show the difference, 1 million seconds is 11 days, where 1 billion seconds is 31 years. Well, that's pretty interesting. That's a good way to figure it out, or to put them in comparison where we can understand it with our heads. Hold on, I'm going to take another break to clean my mouth. I don't know if I should be talking. So this all started with MySpace, and now it's hard to find someone that's heard of MySpace. Well, kind of all started with AOL, but I hear you. The social stuff, at least, all started with AOL because AOL made it easy for people to get online. A bunch of nerds worked there, and they would get people online who normally would think of the internet as something for nerds. So AOL helped make the internet like cable television, or like cable television. Because at first TV was just TV, and you had to buy an antenna, and then you could get satellite, and then you could get cable. People had to get used to that stuff. So I think AOL turned it into like cable. Got people to figure out that it was something you could do online and hang out with other people there. A lot of places didn't know what to do with the internet back in 95 to 2000 when AOL was doing their thing. People thought the internet was like war games where it's just computers talking to each other, which I guess it was in a lot of ways. And that if you wanted to be part of that, you'd have to talk like a computer or understand weirdness, codes and garbage. So I think he's freaking out. So I think, I see that bug is kind of back in town. That's not a bug, buddy. That is a spot on the TV. You know what you're looking at. It's not a bug. It's not a bug. That bug is behind the TV. He went behind the TV. He's not happy about it. There's a spot over here on the TV, and he thinks that's the bug right there. Or maybe he's just watching that show. That's Mike Vickers, who was very interesting dude. Did a bunch of stuff actually. Hey, can you calm down already? You're the worst co-host I've ever had on this show. Horrible. All right, on the clip thing, my dad said, I'm 85, so I'm not learning new stuff. That's fine. 15 years on you, so I'm kind of agreeing with them. I hear you. All right, I'm putting it down. Some of you've got to go down. So being 4 feet lower on the ground is somehow going to help you out with that bug who's up in the air. No, I guess I don't need to do that. So do that. She fires out there. Good afternoon. Say hey. Yep. How many bots are in those numbers? That's a good question. They delete 1 million. Last I heard, they delete like 1 million accounts a day or something. And that's just spam garbage that came in, like the easy stuff to delete. So who knows how many are hiding in the rest of all the new accounts that come in every day. Gunpowder Beauty's out there. Good afternoon. She Fires dropped a $20 super chat. Thank you very much. I would give this dog a little biscuit, but he's on the ground. You want a biscuit? Come here. Oh no, he ran away. You want a biscuit? Come here. No, he refuses. He is having a good time desperately looking at the ceiling like he thinks that bug's going to come get him. Any pup that's 2A deserves some treats? Yep, he doesn't want them right now. Yep, healing up. Definitely brush your teeth. Public service announcement, keep your teeth brushed. I had a cavity. I only have 2 cavities. I have one cavity in this other one. The other one's fine, but this one kept bothering me, and then it essentially got more cavity. Like I got to have a cavity, whatever you call it, like a filling. Then it got more of a cavity. Where are you going? And then it got a crack in it, and that's where they were all worried. Okay, now I got to go worry about what he's doing. What are you doing? Where did you go? Come here. What are you doing? I'll be back. Get up. What are you doing? Oh my goodness. He's freaking out big time. He ran and hid in the room, in the bedroom. I think the bug has scared him now. He's scared of a tiny little bug. You all right? He's got bug trauma. He's been traumatized. No, you're not getting down, buddy. I don't think he wants to be up here anymore. The bug scared him so bad. So Gunpowder Beauty is busting down some walls. Right down, right on. Need 400 more watch hours. Didn't you just say they dropped it to 500 watch hours? Oh, 500 subs and 3,000. You can get watch hours pretty quick. One of the tricks or one of the ways to get watch hours would be to. Oh, it's when that's happening. A way to get watch hours is to create a live stream on something like StreamYard or just somewhere, and then play your playlists. So share your screen and play one of your own playlists and just let that playlist run and call it like a Saturday marathon or whatever day marathon, and just let your shows run. If you want to hang out in there, chat with people in the chat while it's running, you can do that. Otherwise, you could just let it run, and people that are bored are going to come by and be part of it.
Yeah, you literally won't even sit in it right here anymore. He's all freaking out. Put him over here. Hold on. Let me put the camera back on. If I put him over here, he'll run away. Like a magnet. He won't sit over here anymore. He's just scared of that little area. There's no bug over there. There's no bug. You can go sit over here. Look, he's scared of some bugs when he got him. What a scaredy chicken. All right. So hopefully you can get that done in a couple weekends. Let's see. I'm whacked up. I'm watching a ton of videos. Do you make a playlist? A lot of people put like liked or something, or when you, I don't know if you know about this trick, when you can make a playlist of other people's videos. So you can make a playlist called like, I don't know, cooking. And then whenever you find a cool cooking video, you click on, where is it? I'll show you where it is. Or maybe everybody knows this already. Drag this over here. Yeah, you're embarrassing me. Would you just sit here? Come on. What kind of dog is scared of a tiny bug? I'm going to act like he just wants to kill the bug, even though I think he's just scared of the bug. Come on, guy. Get one bug, buzz around your head once, and he's going to be scared his whole life. Come on. Anyway, so you go find a video. I'm going to go find somebody else's videos. There's G23. So you go look at one of his videos. And then let's say you want to watch it later. I ain't got much time to watch this, right? You can go to save and then create a playlist called like stuff I feel like watching later. I've got a lot of playlists. I don't know how many playlists you have on your channel. I have a lot of playlists. When I have something like 5,000 videos or whatever, got about a lot of playlists. So you can make a new playlist by just clicking create or put it in one of these playlists. Now you can make playlists that are private or public. All of mine are, well, all but one or two are public. And then you can just leave that public. And now you're sharing those other person's videos. And then it also gives you a chance to go back whenever you feel like it and watch whatever at your leisure, because you're going to have them in your playlist in order. And if you're watching your playlist and you're like, oh, this one's about something boring and I'm going to watch that later, just skip it. You can change the order of them in your playlist, so you can, put the ones that you haven't watched at the top or something, the ones that you have watched down below. I'm trying to force him to sit over here, but he won't freaking do it. There's never been this much drama in Ask Gun Questions before, caused by a little tiny bug. Well, actually, a big giant fly, but whatever, it's a fly. Oh, come on. There. Depending on if people turn on a playlist and let it play overnight or not. I don't know. You could let it play overnight, but you want watch hours. So start it on a Saturday morning. There's no Travis anymore. And then sit here. People can start watching in the morning, and What's Its Face did their show in the afternoons now. I just noticed my TV's a bit crooked right there. Did you just knock over that TV? Or that bug probably knocked over that TV? That bug's big enough to knock over that TV. Who knows what it's going to do to the little dog? All right. So hunting and westerns were my intro into guns. Oh, yeah, for sure. G23 says, I'll sometimes turn on someone's playlist to turn off the volume and let it run to help with their logarithm. Well, that's cool. Don't talk about doing that, because that's not something you want to encourage ever. I'm having issues with that. I've had issues with that in the past. You definitely don't want to encourage stuff like that. And people who can't build will tear down, and that's one of the ways that they'll mess with you.
Oh, come on. You want to stop it? Sit here. Sit here. He's like, no, I'm not going to sit there. Is he still AOL? I didn't know that. I was there from 95 to 2000, I think. 97 to 2000, something like that. No, I wish I was there from 95. I'd be a millionaire. 97 to 2000. Dogs shall not comply. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. I'll pay $4.99 or $4.98 a month. Crazy. Right on. So, yeah, I don't know. We've been going 45 minutes. Obviously, this dog's freaking out. Well, maybe he just needs to go outside. You want to go outside? I don't think he wants to go outside. He'll calm down if I give him a little treat. Oop, dropped it. Maybe some dog will find that one on the floor later. Now he feels like eating it. Here's a recreation of the trauma that happened earlier. He was sitting here minding his business, being a co-host, and then a bug came by. Buzzed around his one ear. Buzzed around his other ear. Freaked him out. And then it booked over here, and he didn't know what happened. But, you all right? You gonna throw up? All right. Well, I'm gonna kind of get a different dog. I don't know. It's not that good anymore. It's kind of little. His legs aren't that good. Now he's gagging. Can't even eat treats. Who's this dog? Who's that dog? Are you afraid of that dog? He's looking at himself. All right, well, I'll probably just put this dog out on the front porch. A little note that says, if you want them, take them. We'll try to get another one, a good one that ain't scared of bugs. All right. Wouldn't that help with their watch hours and retention? No, not at all. Because if you only get watch hours from one channel, YouTube goes, okay, how much are you paying that channel to watch you? And then they start counting that as playing with the system. So, no, I wouldn't recommend doing anything like that. No, not really. And certainly don't talk about it. That's probably terms of service and stuff. Even talk about it. All right. So again, thanks for the super chat. I'm actually sewing patches as we speak. Well, okay, so there's probably nothing happening right now, but I've been sewing patches throughout the week. I'm all messed up with my mouth, so I've been like going in there, doing one thing, and then 6 hours later doing another one. So it's not like it's happening fast, but in between all the pain and pills and everything, I've been sewing stuff off. So there's going to be new stuff at the store, and I'm going to be doing the tactical quiz champion, or what were they? Tactical quiz hotshot patches. I have to come up with a new one of those. The old design was bad. And I'm going to be coming up with some super chat thank you patches. I don't know if there'll be color runs of existing ones or new patches altogether. But thanks again to the people that super chat. We'll be doing some stuff to say thanks to those 5 people who have super chatted this month. Good news when you don't get that many super chats is we can say thank you to those people individually. So we're going to do that. And we're going to get this guy some therapy because of his issues, because he has bug problems now. And a lot of our time each day is getting rid of bugs in the system. So he can't get scared of bugs. It's not possible. Anybody watch Flash before we end? Anybody see Flash yet? The new Flash movie? Flash movie. I won't spoil it, but come on, man. You haven't seen Flash yet? I'll probably be chatting with Matt a little bit later, assuming he's seen it. And hopefully we'll be spoiling it because it's good. Well, there's good stuff in it, I'll put it that way. Interesting stuff in it. Come on, buddy. Oh, he just jumped over onto me. He's so scared that he's jumping over here. What has that bug did to you? All right. Oh, I was going to jump over to my internet, jump over to my, what is this thing called? YouTube. Scroll down. It looks like G23 does have a show set up already. Great Start Shooting School should have one set up, but has she already changed her permissions for the show for me to add them to my show? That I don't know. So first thing I'm going to do is I think I did I make a poll? I don't remember. What are you drinking? You want to go down there and drink with Mello? He's not telling her. He wants to come up here again. I put him down. He immediately wants to come up here again. There's no way to figure out that dog. Now he's sitting over there again, looking at me weird. There's no way to figure out that. No, there's no poll. Okay. But I can jump in here. I don't know if anybody's ever had an infection in their mouth before, but it's horrible. Don't ever get an infection in your mouth. Hey, what are you doing? Come here. Come here. Come over here. You come over here. Come here. Come here. I'm trying to put Brooke's show in. Redirect privileges needed. So I will once again put that message into her thing so she knows that if she ever wants people to be able to, hey, what are you even doing? Why don't you quit doing that and come here? Come here. What are you doing? I think everybody knows that he's being a bad dog right now. All right, hold on. I got all messed up here. I'm going to keep one eye on him because he's running around doing weird things. He's acting very, very weird right now. And then I'm going to jam G23 show up in here instead. Is there going to be a mouse party tonight? Does anybody know? Or a overnight tonight? Which legally, by law, we should have one tonight because of laws and stuff. But that doesn't mean there's always going to be one. Anyhow, so oh shit. Mello's about to jump out of here too. We got all kinds of dog chaos happening. I got to end this thing. Got dogs being bad all over the place. What are you doing now? You just decided rules don't apply to you either because he's being weird? Go sit down. Quit being weird. Go sit down. You're freaking her out now. He's being so weird that she's trying to run out of here. She doesn't like being around him when he's weird. He's just sitting here being really creepy. You know, like those two kids in that one movie that are sitting at the end of the hallway staring at you? That's what he's doing. He's sitting over here looking at us. He wants something, and he wants us to do something about it, but he won't tell us what it is, I think. Anyway, that ended weird. So with that, we'll be ending it. We don't know if DM Foss will be doing his overnight show tonight. Every other weekend, he hosts an overnight show on Wednesdays. It's the Mouse Party. Great show, worth checking out if you're an overnight type person. Check out Gizzard Gary on Fridays. G23 has a show right after this, worth checking out. They'll be linked to that. Brooke Cheney does a suicide prevention Saturday show. That is one of the best efforts each week to raise awareness of mental health and to offer some solutions to suicide awareness, and to make that conversation. What are you doing? Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. Come here. What are you doing way over there? Come back over here. Come on. Oh, is it because of this fly? Look, there's the fly. Here. Come here. Got the fly. Okay. He was seriously scared of the fly. And here is the fly. I had to catch it and kill it. Here's the fly that's been causing all the agony. You want it? Yeah, he's going to eat the fly. So look at this crazy, gross animal. He's all freaked out, and look at him. Look, he would eat this thing. Look at him. He wants that fly. He's pissed off. He was scared of it. I think he just wants to eat the thing. So he ain't eating it. Throwing it away right in front of him. Gross bug. You don't eat gross bugs, especially when they're squished. Now, is it over? Fly is dead. That was the only fly like that in the whole world. And it's dead now. We ended this whole thing through murder. All right. So with that, look, there's been excitement, adventure, and then it ended with a murder right at the end. Now, this is an epic Ask On Questions. Maybe next week we'll be back with the other two co-hosts who don't do anything. There's almost never a murder on the show. Somebody's going outside and then getting a whooping. This is one of them shows where if it's not a good show, if I don't get good ratings after the show, whoopings, because it's his fault. All right, now we're in. Oh my goodness. GearWebsites.com is your source for firearms-based playing cards and books. We also have mugs, shirts, and posters with designs that we've made live. Of course, we have patches. Every Friday is Free Patch Friday. We appreciate your support. Thank you for shopping at GearWebsites.com. Whoopins.